The spirit turns to meet your gaze. You feel heat upon your skin. The acrid stench of charring flesh assails your nose, and you can hear screaming, the agonizing cries of people burning alive. The spirit, mute, holds out his hand towards you, palm upwards in supplication, his eyes pleading. With a blast, the heat surrounds you. The hair on your forearm shrivels and dies. Flames dance across your vision, and the screaming seems to fill your very existence. And for a moment, you are the spirit before you. Your name is Cyrus Oates, and you are in a tavern with your friends. But someone has barred the exits and set the place afire, and you know that it's your fault. Your friends scream for help that will not come. You know that outside stands the lone wolf Pigsbane, and that he was paid to kill you. You know Pigsbane listens for your screams. All you can do is die proud. Your name is Cyrus Oates, and you will not scream. Sweat streams from your pores. The roar of the flames drowns the screams. Cyrus Oates begins to burn. He does not scream. You feel your flesh blister and char, your head crackle and burn. Cyrus Oates bares his teeth as his lips are burned away, but he does not scream. You try to close your eyes against the pain, but your eyelids have burned away. You haven't breathed in what seems like hours. You desperately want to scream, but Cyrus Oates did not scream. Your mouth opens wide, and you scream in horror, but no sound comes. The blackened bones that once were Cyrus Oates opens its mouth and starts to laugh. Then he releases your hand. And you fall backwards, spinning, burning into the abyss, falling forever into your own soundless scream.
Do I smell smoke?
Stop right there. Last warning.
Impressive work getting past our defences. Now turn around and see if you have the same luck going the other way.
Go on. Take one. Step past this point.
Impressive work getting past our defences. Now turn around and see if you have the same luck going the other way. And why should I not rip your jaw off your skull and claim it all for myself?
As he listens, his face suddenly changes. Recognition dances into his eyes.
Suppose I could make an exception. Go and see the boss, Rue Stanley. He's got a soft spot for travellers with something interesting to say. So
A thin, grim man carefully sands the end of a beautiful, unpolished longbow. He studiously avoids looking up as you approach.
More in your way, sir?
He looks from the ground to the bow and continues sanding.
Suppose I don't. I'm no assassin, just a Fletcher. Roost heard about my work and invited me to work here.
He blows a dusting of wood dust off the bow.
Feller doesn't ignore an invitation from Roost Anlon, does he? I'm not supposed to be trading with the other guests. Roost's orders. Fine, just please be discreet. I'm very much at Roost's mercy while I'm here.
An elderly mage glowers at the lone wolf sentry, muttering wordlessly. He jerks his head to look at you, but says nothing. Then he opens his mouth, and you can clearly see the tip of a crossbow bolt protruding from the back of his throat. The spirit clutches his mouth in shock, and then realizes what has happened. He removes his hands, and the crossbow bolt is gone. He can speak once more, if painfully.
Thank you.
He turns and points at the lone wolf sharpshooter.
Kill him.
The spirit of a woman locks her gaze on the lone wolf sentry.
Say my name, you son of a sow! Edie Engrim! Say it! Say my name!
And then you are her. You are the young woman Edie Engrim, seduced by a boy. But to become a lone wolf, he had to pass a test. He had to murder the woman he loved. He passed the test, and you were murdered. And all the time you knew him, he never spoke your name. She turns to look at you at last.
I was Edie Engrim. My killer should be made to speak my name.
He draws his wands.
You're in my space, stranger. Feel free to leave it.
Suddenly he's interested. Suddenly he's on edge.
Who are you to her? Father? Son? Brother? Lover? If you're looking for revenge, you won't find it here.
He leans forward and growls.
No. And push no further, or we shall have a problem.
He considers and comes to the conclusion that it's not worth his while resisting.
Hells, forget it.
He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath.
Edie Ingram. She was always at her most beautiful when she was angry.
A smile spreads across his face.
She'll be waiting for me in the halls, and she's gonna be pissed.
Enough to keep us in drink. That's all I need.
The spirit of a woman locks her gaze on the lone wolf sentry.
I hope it burns your tongue to say my name! Don't think yourself atoned for what you did, lone wolf. But me, I'm free of you now. To the halls I'll go.
She turns and looks you in the eye. Then she dips her head in thanks and leaves.
Enough to keep us in drink. That's all I need to know.
Ain't you getting tired of it, though? Same contract over and over. How many of them can there be?
Enough to keep us in drink. That's all I need to know. Mind yourself. What do you know about serious oats? Suppose it was. Did the job anyway.
He looks you quickly from head to foot, the faintest flicker of uneasiness in his face.
Why don't you move along?
Heat, burning flesh, the scream.
Ain't you getting tired of it, though? Same contract over and over. How many of them can there be?
The sharpshooter turns from his silent watch over the mill and its approaches, and holds you in a steady regard. A ghostly aura shrouds the log, along with a penetrating icy cold. Bitter cold shoots up your fingertips, through your arm, shoulder, neck, and into your brain. Your whole body contracts with the aching freeze, and a voice sounds inside of you.
See what I see. Feel what I feel. Look down.
Where your feet should be, you see great gnarled roots disappearing to a mossy forest floor. As this log once was, you are an ancestor tree. As you examine yourself, you see the top of a small elven child's head as she approaches. She wraps her arms around you and rests her head against your great trunk. You pass her a memory. Once you were her father. You pass her the softness you remember of her chubby cheeks. You pass her the warmth between you when you curled back to sleep. A tear trickles from the child's eye and onto your bark. She whispers that she loves you. She says she will come back tomorrow.
You see?
The child departs, and night falls. You hear voices and the dull thud of axes. A human approaches you and pats your trunk. He raises his axe and...
You see?
You lie in pieces on the forest floor. Rough hands toss you into a cart and haul you away.
You see? You see what he does to me. You see he takes me from my life. You see he cuts me into parts. You make him pay. His bones lie buried in our sacred soil, but his spirit remains. Find him. Take from him what he takes from me. I show you where. Find him. I find peace then. I find peace when he is gone.
Unhappy people are sloppy, unreliable. Maybe that's why I ain't landed a mark in a while. I'm unhappy. Or maybe I'm just horny. Ha. Looking fresh, gorgeous. What I would... Back again? I'm glad. Or maybe I'm just horny. Looking fresh, gorgeous. What I wouldn't give to climb your tree.
An elegant lizard lone wolf smokes Drudene through an ornate pipe.
So tired of these mongrels. Then leave. Hey, it's a good living here. You know that.
Your living is nothing if you're unhappy.
Never knew you to be sentimental.
Logical. Unhappy people are.
Careful. I spotted a trap.
A compact, heavily muscled dwarf turns from her training. She flicks her wrist and instantly her axe, a stunning elven weapon, is a hair's width from your chest. The blade sings. She gives you a long look, then relaxes. The blade moves back an inch.
That blood belongs to its original owner. It adds character. I look forward to adding Godwoken blood to the mix. No, you can't. I can tell you that belongs to the original elven owner. Doesn't it add character? It will if you swing it at me. Especially if you're an elven raider with more enthusiasm than skill. It's the waiting that gets you.
The spirit of a paladin knight leans his head to one side, revealing the huge gash in his neck that nearly took his head off, and grins, a green glint in his eye. When he speaks, he whispers.
She's stronger than you know. Stronger than you know, boy, and faster too.
He launches one hand forward and, with a jolt, you are him. You're with Paladin Tom Hardwin, your best friend, on your way to arrest the notorious murderess known to all as Mummy Dearest. You find the dwarven lone wolf in a tavern at the bar. She doesn't look like much. You stand behind her. Tom Hardwin calls her name. The bar goes quiet. She doesn't turn, but you see her reach. You step forward to protect Hardwin as the axe comes around. In a moment, you're staring at the ceiling with Tom's hands pressing on your neck. A tavern wench is screaming. And Tom can't stop the blood, and through the panic and the tears, he puts his own price on the lone wolf's head. You just lie there thinking, she's stronger than you knew, and faster too. He tilts his head once more, the great wound that killed him yawning open. He begins to laugh.
Off the top of my head? She's stronger than you know, and faster too. And here's the thing. She hates the wet. It makes her itch, and she makes mistakes. If only it would rain.
Laughter plays upon the lone wolf's spirit lips, but madness flashes in his eyes. His flittering gaze never quite comes to rest on you.
Hey, wanna have some fun? A joke, of course. A prank, if you will. Tell Slumberjack here that Mudbarrow wants his money. You're not as dull as you look. Go on, then. Tell him Mudbarrow wants his money back. It's a...
Maybe that's why I ain't landed.
A lone wolf mage naps quietly. She talks in her sleep.
Laugh all you want, Mudbarrow. Madmen tell tales, and dead men's ghosts do not.
She turns towards you. When she opens her eyes, she's looking right at you.
Mudbarrow can't have his money. I hid it.
She closes her eyes and settles back to sleep.
What are you waiting for? Tell the sleepy sourpuss here that Mudbarrow...
Then leave.
Hey, it's a good living here. You know that.
The whiff of chemistry assails you. You know that it's all in your imagination, but still your throat constricts, your stomach turns, and your vision swims before you. As your vision clears, the spirit is revealed, a lizard. He has eyes only for the lizard lone wolf who stands before him. He turns to you. He looks insane. He takes a deep breath and exhales. A cloud of greenish gas envelops you, and suddenly you are him. You're the Black Widowmaker, deep down in black shadows, setting your latest creation to paper. A deadly brew that looks and tastes like an elixir. It's your best work yet. You sip a celebratory tonic. And you realize you've made your last mistake. Your throat constricts. Acid burns your guts. Your heart slows to a halt. You slump forward. A kin appears, a lone wolf. She takes your book, but you're already dead. He intensifies his gaze on the lizard lone wolf before him. If looks were poison, she'd soon be dead.
I'm unhappy. Or maybe I'm just horny.
The spirit of a young woman stares in blissful devotion at the lone wolf alchemist.
Piss off! Unless you got money. Not likely anything you can afford. Right! Pissed off!
Then leave.
Do you know him? Are you his friend? That man, the bad man, he likes to hurt people. He hurt me real bad.
Sabine grabs you by the arm, her nails embedding themselves into your flesh.
That's him. That's Roost. The man who abducted me and sold me to the Master. This is it. He knows where the Master is. My thanks.
Sabine walks up to Roost, a massive man who's looming over a small elf, his hair a tangle of matted knots. Scars upon scars cross every inch of visible flesh, from his hands to his gnarled face.
Roost Anlon, I've come to ask you a question.
His smile is nauseating.
You'll have to give me a kiss first. That's a tongue, too.
He laughs, the sound of a hiccuping demon choking on raw offal.
How vile and petty a thing you are.
Shut up! It's her I'm talking to. Sabine, I was wondering when I'd see you again. Knew the time would come after you broke Daddy's leash. Ha ha, yes. Been wondering when the Master's little pet would pick up my scent.
I know.
She winks at him.
Let's try that again, shall we?
Her casual dismissal of his insults seemed to unsettle him somewhat. Uncertainty sours his face.
How about we just cut to the chase? You are searching for your master. I know where he is. Them's the cards we're holding, and I've got all the aces up my sleeve.
A flash of the needle. With lightning speed, Sabine spears his hand. He howls with pain.
Strange. I see no cards whatsoever. The Master. Where is he? Not that you have to.
She twists the needle, making him squirm and scream.
On the island! He's on the island with no name!
Good boy.
She removes the needle. Roost suckles his wound with thick, slurping noises.
Where is the island? Tell me.
Oh, I'll do you one better. I'll take you there. I'm going to beat you. Like I did before. I'm going to bleed and bind you. And what's left of you, no more than a battered bit of meat, I'm gonna deliver to the Master all over again. He'll be so glad to have his puppy back. Even if she'll have lost some of her luster.
He's gone. I guess this means I can leave. I hope the next place is better. This was a bad place. Bye, and thanks. You made the bad man go away. You did it. He can't hurt me now.
The child smiles a ghostly gap-toothed grin and waves goodbye.
If I could give you the biggest hug in the world, I'd give you the even bigger one. I love you.
He's gone. It doesn't hurt anymore. You did it. You saved me from the bad man. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You are running through a barren landscape. Brambles and weeds scratch at your ankles. Your heart is pumping acid, but you can't stop. Something catches you around the chest and you fall. The roughed ground scrapes burns into the flesh of your bare arms, your knees, your face, you as you skid to a stop. That's the Scion, a rough voice calls. Kill him. You are a young elf, very young. Still, the memories of eons dance inside you. You watch them like a play behind your eyelids. You are asleep in your family home when Roost's people steal in like a plague. A hand over your mouth, a hurried journey through the forests. You won't tell Roost how to find the others. The end comes quick. They tried to hide you. They put you in a cellar. They put you in a cave. They put you in the hills. They put you in a pit. In the end, Roost found you anyway. He tried to find your memories by drilling a hole in your skull. It didn't work, but you were finally free. You remember drinking ruby wine with Magister Boris in the armory after hours. You remember his deep hazel eyes, how he trembled as he kissed you. You remember all of it, the best night of your life. The spirit's chest heaves in short, hard bursts. Its face is pinched into a tight sneer, fists balled up at its sides. It falls to its knees and grabs its matted hair in two fists, then rips. The spectral mats break away and reappear.
Shove your questions. Swallow nails, you.
You!
He catches a string of spittle with the back of his hand and wipes it away as a malevolent grin spreads over his face.
God did. Do us all a favour and go die. Does it matter? They won't stop. Not till they're all dead. You can be sure of that. They ain't what you think. They'll do anything to survive. You'll get what's coming to you. The good guy. Everyone's their own good guy. You don't eat me. I eat you. I destroy you. You are nothing. You are shite under my shoe.
The surface of the mirror ripples with a sickly haze. As you gaze into its surface, the haze forms shapes, and the shapes jerk into a figure. You see the outline of a skull, perhaps once an elf, though the flesh is all but rotted from his bones. What remains is the flat, dull colour of sick. Behind him march ornately clad Black Ring. The picture flickers, fades, then returns in full relief. Beneath the din of the marching soldiers, or perhaps alongside it, a voice snags in your mind, like a fishhook in an open eye. It makes a demand. Tell it if you killed another Godwoken. The image strains and flickers again. Each time it comes into focus, an odd sensation tickles your head, like a small, many-legged creature were trying to wriggle its way in through your ear. The image flickers and fades to a hazy sheen once more, and the sensation vanishes. The haze swirls and shimmers. There's no denying what you saw. The Black Ring itself is hunting you, or at least paying others to do so. It's impossible to tell who might be working for them. You eye your companions.
Life's full of surprises. That's what makes it fun and horrifying.
Money makes blind. I wonder how many of you can still see the light of day.
Man's best friend is his sword. His only friend to boot.
I know you come for me again. I know you do. I know I only have to wait. I am fine. I am fine when I return to my people. Do we return now? To the others? My people wait for me nearby. Yes, yes, thank you. I see you so clearly. I see the goodness in you. Let's go. Freedom. It is good.
The whiff of chemistry assails you. The spirit of the Widowmaker gives you the broadest hook of a smile. You have set him free. He's ready to depart. He fades away, gone forever to the Hall of Echoes. She gazes at the dwarven lone wolf, adoration in her eyes. The crazed lone wolf spirit screams and does not stop. He returns to himself. The screaming stops. Both eyes settle upon you at last. He looks tired. He looks haunted.
But I've done such terrible things.
He takes this in. A single ghostly tear trickles down his face. He raises a hand in salute and disappears. hear the roar of fire, the crack of burnt awnings falling. The spirit stands before you, silent among the wreckage, his skin half melted down his face. He turns his gaze towards the corpse of Lone Wolf Pigsbane. His peeping skull cracks into a grin. He turns to you and bows. The spirit's grin lingers as the spectral flames around him fade. Skin reforms around his skull. He is a handsome man with gentle eyes. He waves and vanishes.
Claim your fee in knowledge.
He holds out his hand, index finger forward. A spark crackles between you. Visions flash before your eyes, you using the air to cow your foes, or mastering water to leave them cold and helpless, or watching them fall as the earth moves beneath you.
Choose.
He touches the tip of his finger to yours. Your mind opens, and a secret of the air implants itself within you.
Use it well.
He dips his head in thanks, raises his index finger to his temple to say goodbye, then vanishes into the ether.
He remains.
The Fletcher trembles before the mass of bodies littering the camp, then looks you in the eyes.
They're dead. That means I can leave. A ship? A bit of sea air could be just what I need to relax. Decide what comes next.
He reaches for your hand and shakes it, his eyes smiling.
It's a deal. Must be moored off the Driftwood Harbor, right? I'll meet you there. Thank you.
The spirit stands with her feet apart, arms at her sides, palms up. She appears to be chanting something, perhaps a prayer to the sky, but you hear nothing. You are a dancer, a lover, a jet.
Well, hello there. Fine day for a walkabout, don't you think? You can talk to him? Odd. But interesting. Did the tree have a message for me? What now? Hey, kiddo, you're talking crazy. It's a tree, not a person. Even if it used to be a person, it ain't anymore. You been licking tree toads? Wait, Stop, please! No, not like this! Not like this!
You do it. I feel it instantly. A great peace. He is gone. The one who destroys me. I am free again. Thank you.
The log takes a breath. A great slab of the finest livewood bark slides free, ornate and glowing with sauce. It is the spirit's gift to you, a second skin. The wounded bark heals.
We continue. We go on.
My baby, my girl, there you are.
Heal your wounds.
Mother!
We need you standing.
Honored one, we have time to speak later, but first I must speak to Sabil. Too long do I keep silent. Too long do I wait. No more. I long await this moment, Sabil. Finally, we speak among tree and kin.
Sahela pats Sabil's right arm with a warm, motherly smile, but then her fingers run across the names tattooed upon her skin, and her blind eyes see it all. She pulls her hand back as if scalded, shock temporarily overpowering her.
My child, what is wrong?
These names, they're the names of the dead, of the scions of our people.
You know what it means to be on my skin. The names. They are scions.
Of course. Your servants, your champions, your worshippers. Do you not remember, Sabil?
You are the prime scion.
You're like I am, only far greater. I am but a limb, a branch where once there were many. You are the heart. You are the hope for our new homeland, the promise of our future, the very reason we do not give in to despair.
You speak falsehoods. If I were a scion, I'd know it. I'd feel it with every beat of my heart.
Your heart's been dulled. You're confused. You're conflicted. And all because...
Her darkened eyes scour her body with an uncanny intensity.
All because of this.
She reaches for Sabil's cheek with a sure hand and softly traces her scar with her thumb.
Careful.
Such unspeakable horror, this thing. I see all now. I figure who you are. The one we fear. The needle in the night. The scion that is scion killer. That is who you are, is it not?
Sabil's eyes close. You can only imagine the scenes of bloody murder she sees in her very own dark.
I was forced to.
You cause much grief. Diliana, Kuma, Silius, Mindaran, all the many others on your long, lean arm. Dead friends. They are dead because you run away. They are dead because you do not want to be the heart. Your fear is how Roost captures you. Your fear is how they scar you. The scar makes you kill scions. Without scions, all elves die. If all elves die, the fault is yours.
She grabs her brusquely, forces her face close to Sabile's.
You remember. My blind eyes make you see.
Sabile is forced to look into Sahela's murky white eyes. It looks like she's about to collapse. Sabile falls forward into Sahela's arms. She holds her close and soothingly strokes her hair.
I saw it. All. Me, the prime scion, destined to be the heart that pulses at the center of all ancestor trees. But the great mother tree spoke of death and domination. I hated her, fled from her, only to end in a strange land among unkind strangers. First there was Roost, then the Master.
She smiles and strokes your cheek.
Thank you.
But we understand not.
We demand you be the heart.
You are the greatest of us all, the prime scion. We need you. You must go to the Nameless Isle where the mother tree roots.
She is sick with fog that undid so many. She is dying. We've need of a new mother. Of you. His words are wise, Sabile.
They have a certain ring to them.
Sabile is her own calm self again. Her eyes trace a bird of prey, black against blue in the sky.
The mother, the master. We'll see. It is not a decision for today.
But the Nameless Isle awaits. The Great Mother calls you with every breath of wind that rustles through her leaves.
Heed her call, Sabile. It rustles for you. You are a new mother to us all. The heart that beats in our every chest.
To be the heart, or to be heartless? Is that it? Wouldn't count your chickens just yet.
My dearest friend, the one who saves me.
You give us everything.
Thank you for helping me. Without you, I am already dead.
You save us all. My girl is back. Our scion is back.
I know what you need, and I can help you. We can help you.
She crouches down, placing a hand on the earthen ground.
Can you hear them? Their roots stretch beneath us, even now. Yes, they are cut down, destroyed and defiled. But our roots run deeper than any know. Our roots cross the world many times over. I will link you. You will hear them. They will feed you. Increase the source in you. Increase the power.
She leans toward you, her veiled eyes directed toward the ground. The slightest of smiles plays over her lips, then vanishes.
A space inside you clears. You have room for more source. You have room for more everything. You have room for the whispers of the trees. Hold your hand to the ground. I hold my hand over yours. We breathe together. We call the spirit of the trees to us. Close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale.
With each in-breath, the voices flutter in, whispers at first, then gentle murmurs like water over rocks. The wind of the voices enters you as you and Sahala breathe together. It travels down your throat, into your belly, around your heart. Suddenly, your blood runs icy cold, then warms again. The wind seems to search you for space it can inhabit, but it is expelled with your next out-breath.
Ah, you are replete. You open yourself to a great deal of source already. There is no space for us, no space for the trees. There is little more to do then. I must go, and so must you. But take this. Perhaps it helps you on your journey. You feel my gratitude in it. You feel my thanks.
I give you something too. A thanks.
Take this spear. It destroys evil. It helps you. You help us more than you know.
Find that wound that it does not fester.
We make arrangements. We travel soon. I must meet someone who can help us. I say no more than this. But I do wish you good luck. And perhaps we meet again someday.